Hey guys, I tried working on a video yesterday after the try and I just kept finding myself recording it over and over. And I have to say I am very happy with my results from yesterday. I completed the try in 13 minutes and 24 seconds less than I did last year. And I also finished almost 9 minutes under 2 hours, and my goal was to finish under 2 hours because last year I had finished in 2 hours and 4 minutes. So overall, left that race feeling really good. So I'm gonna kind of break it down how it went. Got there, I'm getting better at setting up transition. What I felt like should take like an hour is only taking me a few minutes now to really kind of get set up and organized. I was trying to make sure that I got into the water. I started to get a little stressed that I wasn't gonna have time to like acclimate to the water before the race, but I was able to get down there and get a good 5 or 10 minutes in, do a little bit of swimming. The water was actually, I'm gonna guess it was 70 or somewhere near the 70s, and that definitely, I think, made a difference. Last year when we hopped into the water, it was pretty cool. It was kind of like it takes your breath away, even in the wetsuit, especially when you're sleeveless, because it hits your arms and you're just like whoo, and you spend kind of a little bit of time adjusting if you hadn't gone through the process of acclimating. So I made a point to do that. I also rode my bike a little bit before the race started to kind of get used to that. So I feel like I got myself ready better. I ate better the day before. I got definitely probably more sleep than I did last time. I stopped my medicine sooner than normal. I did a lot of things differently to get through this race yesterday, and the temperature was also about 20 degrees cooler in the morning at the start, so I'm thinking that it did get a little bit warmer because it definitely felt that way towards the end of the race. So the swim, we get in the water, and I'm just like, all right, let's just do this. You've already swam in a race once this year. You've had 3 outdoor swims. You're way more prepared than you were last year. Let's just do it. Just keep swimming. Don't stop. And that's basically what I did. I caught myself swimming off the route a little bit, a couple times, and brought myself back in. And the only time I actually kind of stopped, literally for just a second, was when I took in some of that nasty water. And that water was disgusting because it tasted like dirt. So I wasn't too happy to take that in. I'm actually kind of feeling sick talking about that, but came out of the swim. I think the water temperature also helped here. I didn't feel as like drained and as exhausted when I got out of the water, so I was moving slow, but definitely not as slow as last year, and that definitely showed in my transition time because I took off 3 minutes and 48 seconds in that first transition. Got there, hopped on the bike, and just started going. And the bike, I felt well. I was really worried about how much I was going to get passed on the bike and starting earlier in the race. I was in wave 11 when normally I'd probably be back in like wave 19 or 20. So I definitely was a little apprehensive about how that was going to look, but it was actually kind of motivating. I was around more bikers. It definitely kind of pushed you more. You're trying to keep up with people, and when you're out there in the later waves, you're really not running into as many people. So it didn't give you like a guide. Like if someone passed me, then my goal would be to keep up with them. So I had that really going for me. That was definitely an advantage of being in the earlier waves. On the bike, I don't think I ran into too much trouble at all. I really killed it. I made up 5 minutes and 39 seconds on the bike, so I definitely was overall happy. That's where I felt like I should see the biggest improvement, and that is where I did see it. Coming in off the bike, I did a quick transition into my sneakers. A big thing that helped there was I actually put these lock laces on my sneakers, kicked off my shoes, took my hat off, put my belt on, threw my sneakers on, and was out of there. And I actually took off 4 minutes and 29 seconds on the second transition. I do think I made a pit stop last year, and that might be a little bit of a factor too, but that was still quick, so I definitely improved on that transition. The run, I never look forward to the run. I'm not a runner, and when I do run, it's very slow, and that's just what it was. It actually took me 1 minute and 38 seconds longer than last year on the run. Honestly, during the run, I felt like I was going faster, because I actually came off the bike pumped. I knew that I had killed the bike for me. Like I felt really good about how my bike went, and even though I wasn't sure how long the swim took, I felt like because I swam the entire time, didn't stop, and didn't feel like I needed any time to kind of adjust anything, I was feeling really good about the race. So I went into the run feeling great, and went in running my slow pace, which is more like somebody's speed walk, for most of it, probably 85%. So I was kind of disappointed because I didn't feel like I had gone that much slower. But at the same time, I haven't done a lot of running, so I'm not really disappointed. I couldn't have expected anything different. So that's how the race went. It was definitely things have come full circle. It's been a year since our first race. It's been over a year of sticking with it and doing this training. I had a lull in there for about 2 months, which was pretty frustrating, but I got back on track earlier than I did starting to train last year. I am heavier than I was at the race last year, so that was obviously on my mind. And so I was definitely happy that I could take that time off. And now, having this motivation, if I can just stick with this straight through for another year without having another, lull like I did this year, I feel really good going into next season. Like, I'm already looking forward to next season and excited about that. So this is something I've found that I love, that I really want to stick with. I've got some good training plans going, and I'm just feeling good about it. I have Boston in July. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a little more hot. One thing, I talk about it. I don't talk about it a lot, but something I was kind of thinking about today that I even forget about when I do the race is the problem that I have with my head. Racing, always, whether it's a 5K or playing a soccer game or any time that I do anything strenuous, typically ends in a horrible headache for me because of my medical condition with my head, where I have too much spinal fluid up there. I take a water pill that removes it, but to do the race, I have started to stop that water pill about 4 days in advance. So come race day, if I'm feeling off, I honestly can't tell if it's because I'm off the meds or like, do I need to take it, but which I can't take it because I'm about to do a triathlon. I don't want to be taking a water pill. So this particular race, I did feel off in the morning. I wasn't sure if it was allergies or not taking that medicine. So I kind of was nervous going into the race this week because I did feel really off that morning, and I did feel like it had something to do with being off the medicine. But once I got going, I was fine, but I did end up with a horrible headache for the rest of the day. But I expect it now. I've gotten used to it, and I just kind of deal with it. I hydrate as much as possible when I'm done, and then the next day I get right back on my medicine. So I've seemed to kind of work that out. Training, I've managed to avoid more headaches in the past with the medicine. I just have to know my limits there and be extra cautious when I'm training in the heat. So definitely happy with the race, and definitely looking forward to the next one. The only one I think I'm nervous about now is Pumpkin Man. I don't know the route or anything like that, so that one's definitely got me a little concerned, but feeling good. Talk to you guys later. Bye.